Can everyone see my screen, please?
Yes, I can see it from here.
Okay, you can see the PowerPoint in presentation mode, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not using my phone this time, so I'm using just my laptop. Okay. So the last, so I'll proceed. So the last class we stopped at folder structure. So just a quick recap before I start from creating our first feature file. So we've installed our Visual Studio. We've integrated our spec flow. We have our folder structure. We've added page object and hooks folder to it. Also, we've also installed our Nugget packages. We've tried to clean and build our test solution. So all issues that comes with build have been resolved, which is one that comes with Visual Studio 2022 is the program language version. By default, it comes with 8 and you need to change it to 10, and that has been resolved. So to continue further, this is the screen to create our first feature file. Go next. So this is how to create our first feature file, and I'm going to do everything today. I'll make sure I complete it. So create the first feature scenario. You right click on the feature folder, you click add, and you click on new item. This is the screenshot to show you how to do that. And you will see this particular screen. So when you see this particular screen, you need to click on SpecFlow feature file. And where you have the name here, you need to put the name of the particular feature you're testing. So if you're testing a particular user story that has to do with search for courses in the search bar, you can put search.feature. If you're working on registration for prep major, you need to put registration.feature. If you're working on login, it's either you have a different feature file for login, or you decided to communicate with the tester and the team to say that can we have registration and login in the same feature file. This is just a matter of communication. And also, if you're working on a separate test like that, you need to create different feature file, but it's not always nice to just have different feature file for because the reason why we put some tests in the same feature file is just to make our code to be neat, and we can, and the good thing about automation is that we can reuse our code, and we have our spec flow and everything is stored, and which is going to support our automation as well as Selenium. So this is a screenshot of of what you can see. So we have created a feature file called search.feature. So you will see these templates, and with Visual Studio 2022, you will not see this particular one. What you will see is just, which I'm going to show to you. This is 2019 Visual Studio, and 2019 Visual Studio, when you create a feature file, this is how you are going to see your calculator.feature. This is how you're going to see it. And if this is the website, because when you create a feature, that means you've already tested the particular feature, you've written your test cases, you've executed your test cases. Even if a story is committed to sprint and you have not executed your test case, you've done your test case, you can start writing your automation script, which is you come and write your feature file, you put all necessary scenario there. You can generate your step definition. The only thing you would need is the page object, which is where you need to inspect your elements. But because developer is still working on that particular feature, you can still leave it. By the time the developer finish working on it, what you need to do is to come back to your framework and make sure you finish your test. So this is a sample of a feature file. So you have at the top here, this is the name of your feature file, which is called search, and this is the user story, and it's called a description in the feature file template. And you can see we just need to put, as a user of prepmajor.com, I want to search for a course so that I can enroll for the course. And you always have this at tag. So tag, you can use tag for so many reasons. Sometimes you can decide to tag your test. If you decided to run all tests that belongs to search tag, you can see that in the text explorer, and you filter to trait, and you filter to that particular tag, and it bring all the text for you, and you can run it. And there are so many reasons why we use tags. You can also read online as well. So we can see on line 7 we have scenario, and in the scenario you need to put the title of what you're testing. So we search for a course, and you need to write your step in the BDD. This is different from the way you are writing your test cases. In your test case, you can say go to Prep Major, click login, enter username. But when you're writing your automation, you need to write in a Gherkin syntax, which is in a plain English language that even any stakeholder that pick your framework or any tester joining your team can read it, and make sure that it's readable and it's meaningful as well. So this is the BDD syntax. We have the given when then. Our given is the print condition, which is condition to go to that particular website. Our when is our action, what we are going to do, which is when I click on the search field, and we have the predecessor of hand. This is a subset. Sorry, this is a subset of our when, and hand also here is also a subset of our when, because it's also doing the same. And I type automation in the search field, and I click on the search button. Then we have our then, which is to we use it for our assertion, just to validate that we can search for that particular course, and then the result page is displayed. So the next one is to generate our step definition. In order to test our scenario, the next thing to do is to create a step definition file. SpecFlow generates a C# file for you, and this is called the step definition. This is a regular C# file with a binding attribute added. It will automatically generate a skeleton code that you can then extend later, which I'm going to show to you. So this is how to do it. And when you've written your scenario in a BDD Gherkin syntax, so you will see this particular color. If it shows to you this purple color, it means that your test is not binding. So you need to generate step definition for this particular test. If you're writing a test for the first time, you need to generate it. If you're adding to this particular test, you don't need to generate anymore. You just need to define, which is go to definition, which I'm going to explain when I start doing the test. And this is the step. You just need to right click on the feature file in the code editor and select generate step definition. And you can see we have it here at the bottom, generate step definition. And you will see this particular screen, and you will see everything checked. If you let's say for example you don't want to check this the last part, you can uncheck it, but of course by default it's going to check everything for you because it's not binding. And you will see the class name. The class name is search steps, and you can see the style also. We can see all these three buttons at the bottom. So what you need to do is just to click on generate button. So it will ask to specify the folder, because this is the part that most testers do miss. So it will show you this particular your file explorer and ask you to choose a path. So you need to be careful when you're choosing a path. You make sure that when you're choosing your path, it is on that step path, so that you can put your you can see, for example, this calculated step definition class, it will put it there. And once you can see it there, then you need to click on save. So when you click on save, you need to click on this particular save all. So when you click on save all, your test will bind. In a case that your test is not binding due to one or two reasons, what you need to do is just to come to this particular menu build. When you click on it, it shows you a drop down, and you need to click on build. Sometimes you need to do that for a particular reason. I don't know, yeah, but it has to be SpecFlow, because 2019, what you need to do is just to click on save all. But 2022 has come with a particular SpecFlow that you cannot just click on save. You need to click on that functionality to say that you need to build. So when you build your test, then it automatically binds for you. So if you add some purple color code in your feature file, open the step definition, make a small change to it, like adding a new line, click save. Or this is exactly what I'm trying to say. And this is how it will look, and this is the color you have. You have the scenario and the given when then in this particular color. You have the title in this particular color. You have your user story, which is called the description in the framework template, and you have it in this color to make sure that your test is fine. And sometimes you can have it in another color depending on the spec flow you use when you integrate your spec flow. If we have different type of spec flow when we want to integrate spec flow, it's either we just use search for it and just install spec flow, or we use devroom. We have another one called devroom, and the way devroom shows your feature is kind of different to the way spec flow also shows, but the two is related to each other. So if you have that particular extension integrated, don't worry, you're still doing the same thing as others. So this is my next screen, and here to have a look at the attached definition, right click on the any statement, select go to step. So this is it. So you need to, if you want to go inside your step definition, just need to right click on any text and select the go to definition, and it takes you to your step definition. And that's the screenshot. Update the step definition, declare your driver. It's always necessary we declare our driver. So you're going to declare your driver. You add the text. We are going to do this together. We put public iWeb driver equals to webhook.driver. And to this, we have the search step. This is a typo, apologies. So to the search step class as shown in the snippet on the right. So this is how it will look. So you will have the using TechTalk, the spec flow, which supposed your test to be binding, and you can run your test. And you have the namespace, which is the you have the project. This is the project, which is called Blue Sky Citadel. And you have your step, which is your one of your folder structure, which is called steps. And here you have the open curly braces, and you have your binding. We allow your feature file to bind, and you have your public class to make. And the reason for this is to make your code, if you want to use your code anywhere, and that is why it's public. You can read more about it online, or in another session we can talk about public, private, and the rest like that. And on this line we can put our public iWeb driver equals to webhook.driver. Our webhook is our base test, which I'm going to explain to you. And don't worry, and our iWeb driver is our Selenium web driver that we already have in our NuGet package. It's either web driver or the support. Either of it, we are going to see it when I start the practical part. So this is a test to show you how your step definition will look like. So it will be good if we watch videos. If you try to replicate whatever I'm doing today and you are having issue, let me go back, sorry, and you're having issue, please come back to this video and watch, and make sure that your step definition is the same as the screenshot as well. And if it doesn't, please try to see why what you've done wrong, or try to get your bodies involved in your test to look into your code. So we update the step definition, we navigate to URL, and this all of this I'm going to explain. So we declare your driver, you add the text, and this is it. You say driver.navigate, go to URL. This will be in our given. So this is the precondition to go on that website, and you can see in our test case when we are writing it in our Excel sheet, we have a part that says precondition. This is the precondition. Some of us are saying that our own precondition should be the website is running. Some of us are saying the website is visible. Some of us are saying different thing on the Excel sheet. But this is our own precondition for automation to say that we need the driver to go to this particular URL. And this is the screenshot. This is how it will look. And what we have done here is not to, sometimes we can call it with hard coded, but I will talk on that maybe when we have another session on automation. So it means that we've put our URL here to hard code it. There are different ways to write our feature file, which I'm going to talk about in subsequent automation classes like this. But this is one of the way you can put your URL. You can put it in the step definition, or you can put it in the feature file like a parameter. So you run your tests. So we can run the first one to identify all the tests in the feature file. On the menu, click test and click test explorer. Of course, we want to see our test explorer. And on the menu, click on build. Of course, we need to build our test. And this is screenshot at your test. Expand the test structure. And this is it. It's just a screenshot of what we've done so far. You right click on the test and click on run. So what we wanted to achieve here is just for our website to, for that URL to go to this particular prepmajor.com and open for us, and our website is displayed. So the next one is, I believe is 8, which is create page objects. So creating page objects, which is one of the things we are going to do, we need to click on, we right click on our folder called page objects and click on add, and you select, you can do two things here. It's either you select the new item or you go to your class, because every other item you created apart from feature file is a class. Only feature file comes with .feature, the rest comes with .cs, which is a class. So, but in this screenshot, right click on the page of the folder, click add, and you click on the class. So when you click on the class, you have this particular screen. When you see this screen, just select class, and which is select class. If it was not already selected, enter the name. You need to write search page object. Some of us write search page object, some of us write search page, but please make sure you include page when you are creating your page objects, and you click on add. So this is how it looks, and it comes with our using and our namespace. This is our project name, and this is a page object folder, which is this. We have our class here called search page, which is this. We have our open and close curly braces, which we are going to which we are going to work on. I'm going to show you. You inspect the elements, because for every website that you want to write test scenario for, for it to run, you need to inspect the elements, which I'm going to show to you. So for this training, I'm going to use courses.prepmajor.com for this particular training, because it's just to point you towards the direction of what you need to do and to show you the similarity in what you'll be doing as well. That will be the demo, and also I'm going to push the code into the repository. I'm going to do that. I'll try my best to make sure I finish all of that tonight. And what you need to do is to open your Chrome browser. You navigate to the website. You right click on the search field. This is the search field. This is what you are testing, and you need to click on inspect. So when you click on inspect, you can see this is our developer tool. It shows to us on the right. You can see the developer tool is displayed. Place your mouse on any part of the HTML code. Everything here is just an HTML code on the developer tool. This highlight the selected element on the web page. So this is the selected element on the web page, and one of the things we are going to do here, I don't know if it will be in another class. We have something called locator, and I want you to watch all the videos that you're being sent to watch, because everything I'm doing here right now is in the video. This is just a recap. So there is a particular video for locator. Please try to watch it so that it saves some time for me not to go over it again. We have locator. We have different kind of locator. We have the CSS. We have expert. so many on like that. You need to read on it. And so for we have our ID also. You can see in the, we have the input type here, we have the ID. You can see what the developer have put here. We also have the placeholder. These are not locator, but this particular one is a locator. We have the ID, we have the CSS, which I'm going to show to you. Select the search field element, or you can just right click on it again and inspect. Copy the ID for the search field. It is search courses input. So that's the ID for that. So write the search page object model to click the search field. So this is the step. One, declare your public, you need to declare your driver. This is how you declare your driver in your page object. You put public iWeb driver, and you put your semicolon. And the step 2 is you assign the driver in the webhook to it, which is our driver equals to webhook dot driver and semicolon. 3 is to declare the object for the search field. We need to declare this, whether we want to declare the full object or we declare it part of the object. If I say full object, that is where we start with the iWeb elements. And maybe in our next training class, we will look at how to declare our full element. But for today's session, we will just declare part of it, which is the private by search field equals by dot. And one of the locator is ID. So you put the ID and you open and close your bracket. Make sure you put your double quotes, and whatever you inspect, if it's an ID, please paste it there. If it's an expert, you will see two you will see four double brace, four double column. So you need to reduce one to just single one, and the other one into double like this. If not, it's going to throw an error. I'm going to show you when I inspect my element. Also, you need to write the method to click the search field. So this is the method. Anytime you declare your object, you need to write a method for it. It is I would say that it is mandatory that you do that, and it is, maybe it's necessary to do that as well. And you can see this is a code. We have our using OpenQA.Selenium. We have our using Blue Sky Citadel.Hook, because this is the using Blue Sky Citadel.Hook, and this is the one for the using QA.Selenium. And we have our public iWeb driver, which is the same thing I've said here. And you can see we have our public search page and we have our driver, and which is exactly the same thing I've said. So this is our page object. This is how it should look. You've declared your iWeb driver. We've declared our driver here. This is our object. We call it private by search field equals to by.id. And we put our elements here. This, because it's an ID, and whatever we've inspect, we need to put it here. And this is the method for it. And you need to put public search page, and this is driver equals to webhook.driver. And also we have the another one called public void. We have, no, this is not your method. Sorry, apologies. This is your method. Your method is always start with public void, click search field, driver dot find element, and which I'm going to explain. And you have your object here. The object here is the search field here. When you put your search field, what are you trying to do? You want to click. You put the click and you close, open and close your parenthesis. It's called some people do call it I think it's parenthesis. I will not want to twist my tongue, but you just open and close your brackets and you put your semicolon. So you can read more on how it's pronounced. You update this step. So remove unwanted calculator step, which is if you just create a project from scratch, you will have this calculator test that comes with it. You have the calculator the feature, and you also have calculator step definition. You need to delete it and make sure you have a proper feature file and also the one for step definition. That's just a screenshot to say you should delete. And this is another screenshot to point you to pointing on how you can do the delete. You right click on it, you select delete, and you delete. And once you delete, you will see you right click, you delete, and this is how it will look after you've deleted it. and update your step. Okay, all of this I'm going to show to you. This is just a screenshot. I'll proceed. So this is another screenshot of how your step definition will look, and I'll proceed because I'm still going to do it. Then you need to build and run your test. On the menu, you click on build, click build solution. On the test explorer, right click on the test and click on run, which we are going to do together. And this is the test running, I believe. So you need to repeat the following steps. And step 1, inspect the elements. And so this is the it's just a screenshot of how you inspect your element. Open the web page, inspect for the elements you want to perform an action on. Decide on the method to use to identify the elements on the page and copy the element locator. You need to update page objects, and this is the screenshot for it. You can read more on the videos that have been put on Prep Pager. Please do watch it. Everything that I'm saying here is already there. This is just a recap. So you update your step definition and you build and run your test. So this is just to show you how to inspect your elements. You update the page object, and this is it. This is the screenshot. I'm going to show you how it's done. This is our page object as well. Let me say click on, yeah. So update the step definition, call the type to search field method. So this is just a screenshot to show you how it's done, which I'm going to show. This is the screenshot of how our step definition should look like. And also when we clean and build, and of course in our test explorer, we should see our tests, making sure that yes, we integrated our spec flow well, and we also have the right NuGet package installed as well, so that we can see our tests. And this is on the menu. You click build solution. On the test explorer, right click on the test and click on run. Okay, so here you say we need to confirm that the search result page is displayed. Okay, so another screenshot is here. Inspect the element, verify URL. So open the web page. We only need to verify the URL of the page display as a sample test. We are going to do that together. Other tests could be verified that automation is displayed. Update page object. This is a screenshot as well, and this is it here. Because this part is our assertion that we verify that the URL. We are using the URL to do our assertion to say that yeah, the page actually display for us, which I'm going to do. And yeah, this is it, and it's always public blue because it's going to return. And when you return the driver.url, this is the URL you need to copy it. Well, because when you search for that particular course and it display what URL are you saying, so you need to put it here because that is what we will use for our assertion. Update the step definition, call the type. Okay, I think I've talked about this, and yeah, okay. So I will stop sharing. I'll stop need to stop the recording and start a fresh one.